G'day guys, how's it going? Bloodteeth here, bringing you another video of Gemcraft Frostborn Wrath. And before we get started with the real reason for this video, we're going to try something a little bit stupid. I'd just like to show you all an alternative way of playing these fields. Now, this kind of trick only really works in the lower levels where there's not many wave stones and the monsters are pretty weak. I believe this is a sort of a tactic that, or a strategy that needed to be used to get one of the achievements in either Gemcraft Labyrinth or the previous Gemcraft, which is Chasing Shadows, and I believe there is a similar achievement. Let's park that in there, shove him in here, upgrade him a few times. What are we looking at? 60s, 70s, 90s. Yeah, looks good. Let's send all waves. Sell him. And that'll do for the moment. Let's see. Should I do armor tearing or critical hit? Let's go critical hit. And whoa, wait a minute. Okay, how much does Gem Bomb do? 74 damage evenly on targets. Okay, that's why we're not doing anything, and that's why I always used to do this with armor tearing. Yes, the special effects come into play when you use them as gem bombs, these gems. So if you use armor tearing, everything sort of slowly loses its armor until it's got none, and then destroying them is a breeze. Yes, that's right. I'm hopefully not going to use any gems in towers. Instead, I'm going to use gem bombs. And for those of you who are astute enough to realize that I've pretty much run out of mana, that's fine, because look at how many wasps there are on the field. Let's start sort of steering them in the right direction. Watch this. Bzz. Oh, look how many wasps there are. That's insane. And that is how to beat a field using no gems in towers. I've already got all of the appropriate achievements for this, so there's nothing there. Just a little bit of fun, just to show you guys something different. Now, for the main event, I'd like to thank you guys. There's been some good comments and good tips that people have given me. I do read your comments and I do apply the theory. It's really good actually. I've learnt that gems in traps, obviously they cannot fire against structures, so to replace that priority, gems in traps can fire on monsters with priority for those that have been least affected by gem specials. So that's pretty good for stuff that's applies a timed effect, such as slowing, poison, and also bloodshed, or whatever it is, bleeding. Those three gems, they really benefit from that sort of priority, because that way they probably hit as many monsters as possible, and they never hit the same one twice, wasting a hit, and they're special. So that's interesting and good to know. And also, there's been a few other good comments about basically things to do with skills, also strategies to do with mana farms and shadow core gathering. I haven't done a recent shadow core gathering video yet. I will do that later on, but for now I'd like to show you how I've had a bit of success with high endurance runs. Actually, we got 1.3 million here, 1.3 million here, 800,000, 800,000. Not much. I haven't tried much there lately. I should tackle that one next. 800,000, that one, I should tackle that eventually as well, and so on and so forth. So I've had some pretty decent runs. Recently I was on the way to actually getting a really high endurance XP run on Q5, but then while I was actually recording the video of me doing that, my computer decided to give me the blue screen of death, so I lost the video. I lost the chance to potentially finish that endurance run, and instead of getting over 1,000,000, I got this much. Thankfully, at least the map maker decided that during endurance runs, every now and then, if you look into the top left corner of the field that you're playing on, it says XP progress saved or something like that. It periodically saves, so if something like what happened to me happens to you, at least you don't lose everything. If the game suddenly quits, at least you get something. And I got pretty much everything that I was due for that one, including the talismans. I don't know whether or not I got the shadow cores as well. I may have, but I got the XP. It did actually eventually tick over to my wizard level after I played the next field. It didn't register straight away, but then it sort of tallied that up and bundled it all up and gave me extra levels. So that was nice. But yeah, that happened. But that's okay. We'll move on. So yeah, I've been doing okay. Here we go. I've got 1,000,000 on this one, which isn't too bad. I haven't really tried high endurance runs on many. I've been quite selective on which fields I was going to tackle. And in this video, I was going to potentially tackle field Z5. But I feel like I just don't have enough unspent skill points to go ahead and do that yet. I'd like to start with at least maybe 6,000 or 7,000 mana to really start with an amazing, reasonably amazing mana farm, so that I can quickly ramp it up for that particular level. I'm just not quite there yet. Yes, I could take out some of the skills in my skill points, but to be honest, the way my skills are set up and my talisman is at the moment, I'm better off just tackling some of the lower levels for now and leaving that for later. So Z5, and especially look at the first wave hit points is 80 as opposed to 6. The hit points on this one ramps up pretty quickly, so you really do need to be established for these more fields that are much further into the game to actually go ahead and... Well, hello, something happened there. I wonder if my... Okay, desktop window manager has stopped working. No problem. As long as the video is still going, that's alright. Actually, I should double check that. Is FreeCam still going? Looks like it is. Alright, sorry about that, guys. Yeah, basically to tackle these later levels, because there are some that are quite set up, reasonably well for potentially really high endurance runs, you need those extra skill points. You need that extra mana at the start to get established. Otherwise, you could just get overwhelmed too quickly. So, keeping them all in mind, but for later on, this one's got plenty of potential as well. And this one as well. Look at that. It's beautiful. But for the moment, for this one, I'm just going to make an attempt at either W1 or W2 endurance, because one of the people who have been making comments on my videos said they saw the XP, I believe, that I showed off for field S4 or S2. I think it was S2. And yeah, they said, wow, wouldn't mind seeing a video of that, basically commenting on me getting over 1,000,000 XP on an endurance run. So you know what, I'm going to make a video of that. Now, keeping in mind of the time, because the last time I tried this, when I recorded on Q5 and it crashed on me when I had about 60 monsters left on the field. I'm so spewing about that. That video was going to be just over an hour, so let's see if we can maybe make this a little bit quicker. Which should I go for? I'll obviously get more XP difference, because at the moment my highest endurance XP on W2 is pretty low compared to W1, so the difference will probably be more, therefore the game will be more. But I think W2, especially the way it's shaped, it definitely has less potential for getting incredibly high XP runs. W3 is kind of a strange one. It's similar because there's two paths and they're split off for quite a while until they finally join, and then the over the rest of it, there's not really that much space to put a mana farm on that will capture all monsters, so you'd have to split your mana farm a little bit on both entryways before they join. It's kind of not, ideal. Whereas something like this, field W4, maybe I should try field W4, because that is essentially one long path, and you can keep the gem, your defensive gem, right up in the top middle, more a little bit towards the right, which will give all of your mana farm plenty of time to go ahead and leech as much mana as you can get from all the monsters. What do you think, guys? W4 for endurance or W1? Let's live dangerously. W4 it is. Now, with this, I've realized that you don't really need to put much in the way of battle traits to actually, get reasonably high XP. The multiplier does help quite a bit, but also what does help is you first completing the endurance run in the first place, because all of the much later, some of the last wave stones, the XP that you get as standard from the monsters that are coming in is pretty reasonable. So yes, there's potentially quite a lot of XP to be had from this field already, and also you have the option of going ahead and enraging monsters, and in doing so, yes, you make them a lot more difficult to destroy, but the idea is get a mana farm going, get it going really well, and near the end have a gem that is so powerful, your one defensive gem, so powerful that you can enrage monsters like crazy with a grade 12 gem, for example, for the last 5 or 10 waves, and eventually over time you'll just whittle down all the monsters, maybe with a pylon or two to help you really get that damage output and beat the waves and get the XP. That's the strategy I've been employing, and I find it works well, instead of just going nuts with trying to pump in as much battle trait multiplier as I can. In fact, I probably should let that one settle down a little bit, and maybe this one as well. Let's see. Overall, everything gets damage reduction versus... but this is per hit, so you know what, let's just crank that up. Why not? Crank that up as well. Basically, the idea is don't make things difficult for yourself at first, and give yourself an opportunity to enrage monsters instead. That way you get to control how strong or weak the flow of monsters is early on as well as later on, and using enraging, that's how you can make up for the deficit of XP, your XP multiplier here, by just literally trying to force as much XP out of the last few waves as you can. That's where you can make up the gains, as opposed to maxing out as much battle traits as you think you can handle and then struggling throughout most of the run. I find this is just easier. It also helps to put it on endurance. Don't want to do journey. Anyway, here we go. And for the person who made that comment about wanting to see a 1,000,000 hit point XP run, this is for you. Unless I've over battle traded myself and I lose quickly. In this case, this is for no one. Let's hope not. Let's see. Can I snake this a little bit? Yeah, I can. Kind of pointlessly though. Okay. Oh wow. I never thought to snake this around so much. Actually, let's not do that. Let's start walling things off. Seems legit. Oh, I'm a fool. That's right. You can't put a wall hard up against the edge. So that happened. Yeah, that doesn't work either. You know what? Okay. My bad. Let's just pretend this did not happen. Shh. Take two. Okay, so we can put walls like this, and then we can something like this. Okay, this looks more legit. Let's see. Okay, let's go down. That's a bit ugly, but okay, whatever. Something like this. Okay. So they're forced to go here, they go around. They won't really... Oh yeah, of course. Let's do this. And let's not waste any more mana on that stuff. Let's just start filling these in with lots and lots of gems. And of course the obligatory poison, followed by the obligatory mana tearing. Armor tearing. Now, how weak are these monsters? 19. And these are doing 3 to 5 damage each. So, what we want to do is absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, shove this in here and enrage the monsters. Here we go. Here's the good priority. Least affected by gem specials. Yes, we want to spread out the poison. And you know what? Even armor tearing as well. As much as possible. And let's shove our defensive gem here. Let's crank this in. Maybe another one for a bit of extra range. Upgrade you. Wait for it. Upgrade you again. And give you the number 5 treatment. And we're looking kind of good so far. That's okay, I'm happy with that. I think. Yeah, that's fine. That's good so far. Maybe we shove another one in there. Yep, we can afford that. Lovely. And now the story is this. We have a defensive gem. We have a whole bunch of clowns coming towards them. Wow, that's actually quite a few hit points. Oh no, that's a giant. That's okay. For a second there, I thought the Reavers were that many hit points. That was concerning. Let's see, what am I doing? Every 4th shot I do 2.5 times the damage rolled on dice. And average damage is about, what is that? 210 odd. Give or take. Oh, there we go. Endurance XP saved up in the left. Thank you very much, game author. Very good idea. Very thorough. Let's see. So, every 4th shot we do an average of, what, 460 damage? That's not too bad. That's okay. I'm one-shotting just about everything, which is good. Now, brown cow. I would like to start upgrading my mana farm, and also, before I forget, because I always forget, also apply the specials. Now, number 5 on you, with least affected, so you hit as many monsters as possible. And 5 or 6 for every one of these. Probably should have put a 6 on these two. That's okay, we can save it up. By 6 I mean barrage or beam. Beam is 5, obviously. These are the hotkeys that would be used. Now, definitely bump up the poison first, so that way things are nice and weak as much as possible. Because that's how we like to roll. Let's see. We will enhance you. Make sure you're nice and strong and good guns. What? How much did these cost? 330. Oh, okay. Close enough. And the range is nice. It's not too big, it's just right. So, things are progressing nicely. My goal, and I haven't really talked about this actually, my goal is to not go high with like a, what I've been doing recently, which is, well, sort of recently, is making a mana farm that's not too long, make it snake a little, and then constantly rely on the freeze and the whiteout spell to try and keep monsters in this tight little mana farm as much as possible, while upgrading the gems in that mana farm as much as possible. So you've got, high grade gems in a very tight space, and when it's going, it's going, but when it's not, it's not. That's what I've been doing, and that's called going high. Now lately, I find I have a lot more success, especially considering the way that I play this thing. The strategy I employ is to just go wide. So this mana farm is only about a third the length of what I want it to be. Eventually, realistically, after upgrading this all the time, and I may have to sell some gems from the amplifiers to make sure the range doesn't, extend out towards this part of the path or this part of the path. The idea is to make the mana farm go all the way out to here, or something like this. So that way, the mana farm, yes, the gems aren't too high, but there's so many of them that it covers most of the field, and because there's obviously going to be monsters on most of them most of the time, we get a more consistent influx of mana. Plus, also, I was trying to do the numbers the other day, and given the the benefits of upgrading these gems that are in traps, I don't think there is actually any extra benefit to upgrading them as opposed to just buying another one and putting it in another trap. With the increasing cost of traps and so forth, apparently you can get up to about something like 90 traps before there's diminishing returns of continuing to build more traps. That's when I calculated, and this was a rough calculation, I could be wrong by the way, but that was the calculation I made that says, you really should probably, if you want to get the most bang for your buck, go ahead and put down 90 traps worth of mana leeching gems and try and keep them all, generating mana as much as possible before you start upgrading all of your gems and traps beyond grade 2 or 3 or whatever it was, something like that. Because believe it or not, by upgrading with the extra shots per second bonus and the extra mana leeching per hit, it still doesn't work out to be the same as if you spent the same amount of mana just building another one and putting it in another trap. That it just wasn't the case. So that was something interesting to note, and something interesting for you to keep in mind. But that was a very quick, very rushed calculation. If someone can go ahead and try to verify that, I'd be very appreciative. Be interesting to see what you guys come up with. In the meantime, it'd be interesting to see me continue to actually do what I said I was going to do, which is increase this mana farm. Actually, let's increase this gem. I just want to make sure we're not going to get in trouble anytime soon. Lovely. There we go. More mana. So let's make more mana farm. And your mana farm doesn't need to snake around everywhere. You can just sort of, do something like this. So long as you can wall it off and, have everything going good guns, there's no big issues at all. Let's let all the reavers go, get out of the way so we can build. Beautiful. Oh yeah, there's also diminishing returns with the need to build walls as well, and that's a lot more difficult to calculate because it can vary from field to field, obviously. So that's something else to keep in mind as well, but no, you can only do so much to calculate the effectiveness of that. I suppose the general idea is to try and build as few walls as possible. That's the ideal solution. But yeah, mana farm doing something like this is quite reasonable. I like this. There we go. And yes, I still bothered to go ahead and slowly put all of my barrage and beam skills on all of these gems to give them that free little 30% boost, because it's a free little 30% boost and I'm not going to use it in the my defensive tower, so why not? But that whole process does take a while, as you can imagine, so yeah, a little bit of patience is required. And I have enough for a few more gems, a few more of these. Oh, that's good timing actually. Let's go up here, meander around a little bit. Let's see. Oh no, I need more mana. I wonder what's in here. Is that path? No. Ah, well, that was a waste of time. Oh well. Oh no, armor tearing is just not happening. Yeah, that was pointless actually. Let's move you here and just ignore this one. There we go. This is more legit. Something like this looks good. In fact, let's shove you here and you here and continue to build this out. All monsters will probably go there, so no problemo. Whoops. Now this is interesting, this bit. I need to wall off this area. Oh, that worked. And then wall off this. And you know what? This is actually not working out to my advantage, so I'm just going to do something like that. We'll mark that off there, mark that off there. 1, 2, and that's it. So we'll just shove you in here, you in there, fill everything else out with orange gems. Remember to continue this trend over here. Yes, Gemcraft is a game of patience. Lots of patience, by the way, just in case you hadn't noticed. Unless you're really good at it, because you play StarCraft professionally or something, your APM is like 8,000. In which case it's really, really easy and boring. I'm not that person. I have to take it slow. Nice and slow. I don't have many skill points invested in my poison gem. In fact, I've only got 5 skill points invested. Skill levels. 5 skill points. That's 5 plus 4, 3, 2, 1. So 9, 12, 14, 15. 15 skill points invested only in poison. And to be honest, let's see. How are we looking for damage? Okay, we're still one-shotting pretty much everything with this gem, more or less, give or take, which is good. But the poison is definitely not going to do much, especially even if we just go ahead and upgrade it, it's still not going to do much, so there's no point in having it anymore. I really only have the poison gem there to help me on early on, to make sure that I don't have to waste a lot of my time and effort upgrading my gem in my tower, my defensive tower. I want to spend as much time as possible building a mana farm and then slowly upgrading it every now and then. And by the way, this particular mana farm, just because I've gone wide doesn't mean these gems will never ever reach really high grades. I've had all of the gems inside mana farms as long as this up to grade 13 before, so you know, still pretty high. And when you have this many grade 13 mana leeching gems in traps, and your field, especially during the later stages, the later wave stones, your field is just completely saturated with monsters. It's a very lovely consistent mana gain. You'll just see this constantly shoot up. You know, you'll be gaining about what, 100,000 mana a second or 500,000 mana a second, depending on how things are progressing. So quite significant. It is a lot of effort, but it's well worth it if you want your endurance runs to go ridiculously high. Let's upgrade this just once more, eventually. And I'm going to also... Huh? Oh, okay. It's like that, is it? No problems. Let's do this then. I don't have any skill points actually in my strike spells or my my enhancement spells, because during endurance runs I don't really need them when I do mana farms that go wide. Maybe if I was doing a mana farm that was small that I was going high with, I would rely heavily on the freeze spell, so I'd probably put a fair few skill points in there, maybe up to 15 or 20 levels, just to reduce the cooldown. And also, I'm not sure if that's putting more levels on that skill actually boosts how long it lasts. That would be nice. I don't know. I think you can get that sort of boost through talisman fragments for some of them. But yeah, that's what I would do. But with this particular setup, you don't really need any strike spells at all. At least, well, you need bolt at least for the later stages, and I'll show you why then. But other than that, no, there's no real need. I mean, look at this. The flow is just constant. It's fine. We're doing well. In fact, we're doing so well that at the moment, if I get rid of this, let's see, the damage for grade 4 gems is probably low enough to justify not enraging any more monsters at the moment, so I'm happy with that. The purpose of enraging monsters early was not to get XP or anything like that. It was the side benefit is to get a few more monsters on the field, but the main benefit was to generate monsters from wavestones that were strong enough to withstand the damage from the mana farm naturally. Because the last thing you want is for all your monsters on your really long mana farm to be dying here. You want the whole mana farm saturated and constantly generating mana for you. And to do that, you've got to have monsters, obviously, that are strong enough to survive at least getting to the end. And for the moment, that's more than enough hit points and armor. I mean, look at that, 312 armor. These things are doing 1 damage every time they hit, so they're not going to make any significant dent on all of these monsters anytime soon. So I'm quite comfortable with taking it off and putting the pressure off. I don't need extra monsters at the moment. I think we're traveling just nicely. So now I'm just going to clean up all these strong monsters, so this gem is not stressed at all, and I'm just going to focus on upgrading my mana. Look at this. Look at this. I've only got grade 3 only gems on the field at the moment in my traps, and look at how much mana I have. Look at the rate that it is climbing. I mean, it's nothing amazing, but that's nothing to sneeze at either. And remember, we've got patches of the mana farm that are just not generating at the moment, but now that this new wave's come in, look at this. Yes, we are up to wave 55 already, but that's significant. Now, what should get a lot more significant, I'm going to try and upgrade all of these twice. And that should output 4 times the mana gain at least. Whoops, didn't mean to upgrade that one 3 times. But that's okay, I don't think we're going to break the bank on that. Just have to remember that the next time I go for a round of upgrading. In fact, how's our mana looking? Oh yeah, we'll probably run out just before I've upgraded everything. Yeah. Well, that was pretty close actually. Look at that. Look at that mana flow. That's nice. That's what you want to see. And look at this gem go as well. That's also what you want to see. This is working out nicely. And it's still early days. We're only up to wave 62 of 159. Plenty of waves to go. So, we're sitting pretty. Yeah, we've already got 183,000 odd XP, but don't worry, we can do a lot better than that. And we will be doing a lot better than that. How much armor is this thing tearing off? Only 212. That's kind of crummy. I think we have enough mana to upgrade again, guys. Check this out. And I've just realized, yes, because the mana farm is so long, let's trail the monsters as I'm clicking to see where they stop receiving the slowing effect. No, these are all giants. I want to see how far the Reavers go. Oh, have I double upgraded the one that I upgraded? Oh yeah, this one. Okay, I've got to remember this one here. Let's just shove an amplifier next to it, just so I remember. So let's put 2. Oh no, I shouldn't have put that there. Come on, focus. Okay, that's better. And you know what, since I've done that, fine. Let's do this. Why not? Yes, I will be lining this entire long snaking mana farm with amplifiers as well, because that was another tip given to me by you guys. One of you commented I should really put amplifiers around them, and I should also make those amplifiers hold gems that are like only 2 or 3 grades of gems worth lower than what's in the mana farm to really get that effect going. I have tried that off camera a couple of times. I have to admit it's really good advice. The difference is actually quite significant, and given the cost of it, it's actually worth it compared to just going ahead and sinking the same amount of mana into... Oh, let's do this. Yeah, let's upgrade that one quite a bit. It's much better to go ahead and sink your mana into all of those gems inside the amplifiers than just going ahead and upgrading all of your mana farm. So, good tip. Thanks for that. Speaking of upgrading, once we hit about 250, I'm going to try and upgrade everything again. Ooh, hello, actually. Have a look at this. Are we struggling here? If we are, let's go ahead and upgrade a couple of times and see how we go. And I need to continue to remember to apply the spells as well to my mana farm. I always forget. Alright, how are we doing? The range is still good. We're not encroaching on the mana farm, and the damage output is quite a bit. 2 out of 3 shots I do somewhere in the vicinity of about 30,000 damage. Yeah, I'm pretty comfortable with that. That's okay. Let's see. Come on, mana. Okay. Are you a Reaver? Can I follow you? Alright, let's have a look at the Reavers. So you're slowed up until about here. So let's sell that one and duplicate this one. And then you know what? Just for fun, let's duplicate you here, and let's see, how's the red component? The red component's quite nice actually. Problem is, this doesn't occur until I think after the first time it's hit. So let's shove a red gem in here. What grade are you? 6. What grade are you? 10. That's pretty significant. 6. That's reasonable. Okay, I think I'm set up nicely. Now, speaking of setting up nicely, more upgrading. Not you. I'm sure there's a more efficient way of doing this, but honestly I cannot be bothered spending the time and effort figuring it out and doing it for what could be little gain. If you guys have some ideas on how I can improve this particular strategy in a way that it gives me a very significant gain, then I'm all ears. But in the meantime, what we can do actually is we can do something stupid like this and quickly just wall off that. Lovely. And merge you with you. Make sure you're firing on the right stuff. Make sure your range is not ridiculous, which it is not. Maybe I'll just shove some stuff here. Lovely. And now, how much damage do you do? You do an obscene amount of damage, which is amazing. Okay, between 4 and 10, so we've got 7,000 times 17. 3 out of 4 shots do, what is that? Around 110,000 damage? No, around 210,000 damage. No. I don't know. A lot of damage. How does that sound? For some reason I can't do quick maths in my head right now. Now, where am I at? Whoa, I have a lot of mana. I should probably spend it on upgrading the mana farm one more time, and then I'm going to shove amplifiers everywhere. I don't know when is the optimal time to do that. Who knows, it might be like almost straight away. But eventually I will do that. Let's see. Grade 7 to grade 8 gems. These are getting up there already, which is pretty good. I'm not complaining. Okay, I started with 1.1 million. How much do I have left over after upgrading everything? 320,000. That's alright. In fact, I could start shoving these all over the... No, I can't do that. Okay, let's do this. 1, 2. Button up that shoe. How quickly is the mana going down? How expensive? Whoa, 7,000 mana. Amplifiers. That is significant. But that's okay. We're not breaking the bank here. Can I put you here and here? No blocking. Okay, that's strange. I should be more careful where I put things. That's better. Now I can't put anything there. Wow. These are getting really expensive. Look at how much mana it costs me just to put down an amplifier now. It's insane. But that's okay, because right now we kind of have mana to burn, so that's about it. Burn it all. Let's see, let's shove one here. One here, here, here. Mating 3. Oh, I can't do that, obviously. Hey, I can do this though, come on. Thank you. Now, let's see. Shove one here, 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 and here. I cannot shove one there because... Oh, I can. No, I cannot, because I've got a wall here. So... I can put an amplifier here and here, and that's it. And these will have red. Let's put 8. Why not? This will have a blue. Let's see. This and this obviously have to have blue because that's all it's touching, and everything else as orange. Now it's going to take a while to fill this in, but again, it's well worth it. Ooh, spells. I wish I was live streaming this so that way you guys could remind me. Oh no, I just wasted a spell. Oh, of course, that didn't have a spell because it was a blue one that I put later. I just wasted a spell, guys. Damn. Oh well, it's not the worst thing in the world. Where do they stop? Here. Okay. You get a 6 and you get a 6. You two need 6s. Or do you? You need 5s actually. Least affected by gem priority. Looking good. What did I give you? A 5 or a 6? Yep, you've got a 5. Firing speed, that's what we want. A little Spitty Gonzalez. I see you. Cheeky little thing. Okay. For now, you get a 5. Or do you get a 6? You get a 5. You get a 6. And you're not going to complain about it. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And let's continue to just fill this out. Okay, how are we going? What's going on here? I need 500,000 to make this more amazing. And I think I'm pretty much at the point where I need to do that. So let's do that and free some stuff. While we're at it, let's use the spells. Using spells on large groups of monsters is best because for no other reason it actually gives you a little bit of XP. So hey, why not? Free XP doesn't hurt, does it? And we will continue to build out our little amplified mana farm. That sounds pretty good actually. Almost there. Hey, I've just realised you can only have a purple. Oh, you can have a purple or a blue. We'll give you a purple. Oh, you know, it's a real shame. Can I... Whoa, whoa. We don't want a gem bomb with that. Let me grab one, please. Can I do this? Do I have demolitions? Yes, I do. Awesome. Now, get out of my way. Perfect. That means this will fire once in a blue moon, but that's okay. Now I can buff up armor tearing even more. Fantastic. That works out well. I like that. I think that's all we need for the moment. Actually, you know what? The next time I upgrade this particular gem, I'm going to mash in there a pure yellow gem because I want the critical hit component to be much more powerful than the what is it? Bleeding. I keep thinking bloodbound or bloodshed for some reason. The bleeding component. I think that would work best. I think it would also work best if I concentrate on finishing what I started. There we go. Fully amplified as much as possible. Long, winding, ridiculous mana farm. Perfect. And I've just realised the gems in the mana farm are the same grade as the gems in the amplifiers. Okay, perfect. Sort of. Let's upgrade this a little bit actually. Let's give these a couple of swings. Up to grade 6. Now, how's the range? Whoa. Okay, the range is a lot, but at the moment we're struggling to finish off all of these monsters, so I'm happy to just leave it like that for the moment. Let's see. Gems and specials. Gem specials, gem specials. Lovely. Okay. Where are we up to? Grade 13? No problems. Here. Have a present. Have 2 presents. Have it again. Okay. That's much more realistic. Now, let's take that away. So, no, 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 don't you dare. Okay, that's about as good as that will get. Is there anywhere else I can shove this gem? Not really. Because this will still arc out and attack these, and maybe attack these really early on as well. So this is probably about the best spot I can put this gem. If I put it here, then it starts to attack monsters in this vicinity. It's not the worst thing in the world actually, but then I cannot put a full load of amplifiers on it because it will mate up with this, and under these walls is not a path area, it's actually this grass area, so we cannot destroy these to get more path so that I can put, you know, amplifiers here and here and here. So it looks like this is the best spot at the moment for this particular strategy for my defensive gem, and that's just the way it's going to be. Okay, now enough gas bagging. Spells. How are we looking for spells? 2 and 2. Lovely. Let's shove you, and you. Let's upgrade everything again. I have to admit, this run is shaping up to be quite nice. Already, look at the XP, 735,000, and honestly, I'm just getting warmed up. We're only at wave 113. When we get to wave 100, how many waves do we have? 159. So when we get to wave 145, that's when I'm going to go nuts and ramp things up a lot. Oh, hello, I missed one here. Or did I? No, I didn't. That's just a gem and an amplifier. Never mind. Alright, give me mana. Lots of mana. And let's upgrade you as well, because why not? And we'll upgrade you as well. We'll keep you both a little bit ahead of the curve. And just for completeness sake, we'll put you ahead of the curve as well. Looking good. Actually, why not? Let's do that to all the blue ones. So we can really slow down these monsters and keep them in here for as long as possible. This is working out quite nicely actually. Let's see, what are we at? What's coming? This feels like it could be a shadow. Actually, you know what? This late into the game, where normal monsters are about 1.5 million hit points, the worst thing to get when doing an endurance run, actually, I've found, the absolute worst thing that could come on the field, right near the end, is a spire. Because spires, they take a lot of attention to destroy, and honestly, if they're really, really strong, chances are you won't destroy it. Simple as that. All you can do is just slow its descent as much as possible, to buy yourself as much time as you can to destroy the normal monsters as best as you can, and that's it. Just sort of manage its impact into your game instead of actually going ahead and destroying it. Ooh, hello, I've got more skills. Where do I put them? We're up to here. 5, 5, 6, and 6. So yes, Spire is the absolute worst thing. Second worst thing is one of those wizard hunters that come into the field. You really do need to deal with those very quickly, or you just need to spam the map with a lot of towers and a lot of crappy gems inside of them, just to minimize the chances of it targeting a tower with something significant. But when you've got a mana farm with like a ridiculously large amount of amplifiers around it, you know, you can't really do much about the chances. Oh no. I jinxed it. Okay, what have we got here? A 1.4 billion hit point Spire with a damage limit of 11 million. So it's going to take about 130 hits of max damage, 11 million. Oh, but for God's sake. Alright. Time to deal with this rubbish. Let's use a pylon. I don't like this at all, actually. I don't even like where I've placed this. How many demolitions do I have left? 6. Brilliant. You and you go away. Now, let's see. I'm going to have to place another gem around here, which is probably about as powerful as my normal gem. I wonder if bleeding affects a spire. It probably does, but actually, yeah, that would be good. Okay, here's the plan. You go in there. You go in there. All of you go in there. Now, this is going to only attack structures, and this is only going to attack specials. So, the idea is, first let's slow this thing and give it the ice shards treatment early on. That is great. I love how ice shards does not get affected by that damage taken limit. It's just straight up percentage. So, straight off the bat, I've just taken off, what, almost 300 million hit points from this damn thing. That's reasonable. Let's give this bolts to maximize the damage it can output, and let's see how this pylon goes. Alright. This is actually... Hey! What's going on here? You attack this. Oh great, now everything's attacking this. That's not what I wanted. Bloody hell. I was afraid of this. I'm asking this to attack highest banishment costs, specials, and carrying orblets. Unfortunately, these giants right here have the highest banishment costs, so they come first in the priority queue, not the spire. That's not cool. Is this thing still affected by whiteout? It is now. Okay. Yeah. Let's give you more, so you get more. And just more is more. Perfect. Alright, now, attack. I've just realised something. While I select the spire, this pylon doesn't fire at it. So I'm going to have to deselect it. It's as simple as that. 13. And my normal main gem is struggling. Great. See what I mean? This spire rubbish really does take a lot of your focus and effort away from the task at hand. I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world if I start banishing monsters, because look at the banishment cost, you know, 500, and that's for a giant. For normal stuff like Reavers, 222 banishment cost. They're not going to go in there thick and fast enough to affect me, because the mana I'm generating is quite simply a hell of a lot more. But honestly, this was the last thing I needed. Let's ice shard you again. Slow you down again. What are you doing? 16 million. Well, it doesn't get any better than that. Let's just... Are you even attacking the spire? You're not, are you? No. Okay, new plan. Let's put this way up here instead. And, let's... Whoa! No, I didn't want to waste all that mana. Silly me. Let's get rid of you. So now you're only attacking that. That works well. And this will only attack the spire once it's in range. Well, That was the theory, but it's not working out. Okay. I'm at a bit of a loss as to what to do here. I'm just going to have to ditch this second gem idea. Let's see. And I'm going to upgrade all of this stuff just a little bit, as much as I can, just because I need to sink my mana into something that helps make me mana. So this is the best candidate right here. Let's see, I still need to upgrade with specials. So you get the 5 and the 5 and the 6 and the 6, and we're done with that. Now let's just survive. Let's freeze you as well. I'm sick of this. Slow you down. And what are you doing? 4 out of 5 shots, we're doing roughly about 3 million. Are we one-shotting? No, we're two-shotting, three-shotting everything, which is reasonable given how quickly this thing fires, which means I can do something like this. Yeah, you know what? Just get a little bit closer, mate. Get closer to my pylon. So this is working out okay. This is all right. We can every now and then shift focus to here, and this pylon will only have the spire to fire at, and that's what it will do. But you know what? This pylon's now doing an obscene amount of damage. I'm just going to fire at this directly. Yeah, that works out. That's much better. Let's see. When spires die, they take out a whole bunch of walls near them in a range that's, I don't know, around about this big. So I don't think this will do any damage. Nope. Perfect. Okay, that's the spire taken care of. Back to our regular scheduled program. Where was I at? Here. There we are. Okay. I had to say it, didn't I? I had to say it, guys. Hey, do you know what would be the worst thing to happen? A spire comes out. God's sake. Target takes 97.8% increase in damage. Oh, I love that. Hello. Let's bring you up to 99. Can we do that? Oh, it's an increase in damage. So I'm effectively doubling the amount of damage of this. Oh, I thought it was like a resistance percentage. I wasn't reading that properly. Anyway, we're doing well. Where are we at? We are at wave 143. Just a few more waves, and then I'll start doing something ridiculously stupid. In the meantime, I'd love to upgrade these again to at least get grade 12 gems on the field, because we're really going to need that mana input. Like, I mean, really. Oh god, what's coming now? What's next in the parade of specials? Freeze. Where's the most monsters? It looks like this is where the most monsters are. Let's try to barrage all this stuff. Alright, what's coming? Bring it on. What are you? Come out, you little coward. Better not be one of those gem stealing flying things, the spectres. Ah, okay. A 6 billion hit point bloody shadow. Great. Good thing I just got some ice shards. So let's do that, and we will have to focus on this for a bit. Try and, yeah. Okay. We will focus on it as much as we can before it just runs away. Holy crap, this thing can really take a pounding. Oh, that's right. They heal as well. Oh, no. This is just going to ruin my day. So, you know what? 12, 6. Specials. Alright. Get it. Oh, had to be right outside the range, didn't it? Actually, why am I focusing on armor level when it's... Armor level clearly is not a problem. Okay, let's freeze you. You can never freeze a shadow. All you can do is make it slow. So you know what? I'm going to save this. And while it's doing this whole separated flying around thing, you cannot target it. I'm not going to lie, this thing is bloody annoying. Stop moving around. And I can't select it. Brilliant. Does this target it? Yes. What are you doing? Healing or something? Just die already. Hey, do I have enough mana to upgrade this? Yes, I do. And I can give it some bolt action. Bye-bye. Lovely. Let's just have this firing at random gems. Why not? It's funny. Okay, where are we at? We are at a point where we need a hell of a lot more mana than this. That's where we're at. This one will make you go against the least amount of hit points. And, oh, hello. I'm a bit late to the party here. Let's go ahead and crank everything up to 11. And see if we can sap as many XP as much XP as we can. I've just realised I've already broken my personal record so far in this game. And that's because of the battle trait multiplier, actually. See, it matters to a point. Putting really high battle trait amounts. 1.5 million already. I'm hoping to crack 2 million in this one. So, provided my computer doesn't crash again while recording, there you go. 1 million XP run in endurance complete. You're welcome. Now, let's go for 2 million. Because why not? Alright, screw the blue. Let's go straight for all the oranges. What have I done? I don't know why, but for some reason I'm finding it really hard to track where the gems and traps are and which ones I have and have not upgraded yet. Okay, what are we... I'm going to have to be careful. Be mindful. Whoops, I accidentally upgraded a blue one. I'm going to have to stop there because the last thing I want... Oh, banishment's cost is actually pretty small. I was about to say the last thing you want to do is upgrade yourself to the point where you have almost no mana and then you just perish really quickly. But that's not going to be a problem. Let's just do this. Why not? Let's take the coward's way out. Let's see. Why is there always never any monsters here at the sharpest bend? That would be the perfect place to get as many monsters as possible with your strike spells, but no. Every time I do one, there's none. See, that looks much better. Strike spell on that. Okay, where were we at? 500, 500. Here we go. Make 12, please. Thank you. And you, we definitely want you to be nice and powerful. And you as well, actually. Because right now the monsters have insane amounts of armor, so whatever little I can do to whittle them down that can help, I will definitely take advantage of. Now, what have we got? We got strike spells. We're going to use strike spells on you. Ooh, that's a nice tight little conglomerate of monsters. I like that. Okay, so I didn't quite get up to grade 13 gems. I got up to grade 12 gems, but that's okay. Let's see. Grade 8 gems in amplifiers. That does a significant amount of assistance. So, you know what? An extra 2 shots per second. An extra 11 mana leash. So it does a little bit. That's reasonable. That's fine. I'm comfortable with that. Let's see. How much does it cost to upgrade? So $500,000 pretty much per gem, and I've got what? How many gems do I have in traps? I haven't even counted. Is this 40? 1, 2, 3. Let's take a sample. 8, 9, 10. That's 10, 20, 30, 40. So about 45, 50 gems. 50 times $500,000. So I need about 25 mil. I could either upgrade this, or I could upgrade my mana farm one more time. I reckon upgrading my mana farm one more time is probably the go. What's this doing? 10,000 armor level reduction per hit, and you're just going nuts randomly hitting things. What's the armor? Hey, some of the swarmings have no armor. Some of the, look at this, some of the giants have 17 million armor. Yeah, I'm not going to make much of a dent on that. Let's be honest. But that's okay. Hello, what are these dark swarmlings? Where did you come from? Did these come from the shadow? I think they did. If I can select one. Yeah, you. What are you? You're a swarmling with 128 million. You're bleeding. You're slowed. And don't know your origin. Oh, XP value 0. Yeah, that's definitely from the shadow. So I'm still cleaning up the mess of that bloody thing. Luckily, no more specials. Specials only come on... I think special monsters are triggered by wavestones starting. Now, since there's no more wavestones to start, there will be no more triggering. Where am I at with this? Let's see. I've got really good red component happening here, so I may as well just go ahead and shove another full yellow on here. Give it some bolt action. And now comes the party trick. Watch this. Pylon does insane amounts of damage because it basically does, it vibes off the amount of damage that's coming into it. So this grade 18 gem with like a lot of yellow damage multiplying from the critical hit gem plus the bolt damage itself gives this an insane... Hey, where did you come from? Gonna have to destroy you. It just does a more massive overall amount of damage. The pylon. I think damage per second it's about the same, but because the amount of damage it does with its bouncing attack is a lot higher, then it just thins out the herd a little bit more quickly, I find. Although I tell you what, it's not doing much here. What are we up against? 42 billion, no wonder. I think I have to upgrade this more, which means I have to upgrade my mana farm more. So, if you'll excuse me. Also, by memory, I think the gems in the amplifiers could stand a little bit of a tune-up as well to really assist that that gem in that tower, especially for things like, you know, shot speed, to really charge up that pylon as quickly as it can. What are we doing here? Let's actually, you know what, because this thing has such a large range, let's just let it go for some monsters and it'll just randomly shoot off monsters nilly-willy. And when it gets to a point where it just can't do that really efficiently anymore, then I'll switch it up to only go for structures and we'll let the pylon do the work. That's the strategy I've employed in the past and it seems to have worked, so I'm just going to try it again. in hindsight, I probably should have put more skills into the pylon skill, more points. I didn't, but you know what, that's okay. Whatever. What's done is done. Hey, no. You do not enhance anything. Thank you very much. I probably should be using enhancement skills, especially something like this, to weaken monsters. Let's see. Where are we shooting right now? We're shooting about here, so let's white out you. Yep, beautiful. White out monsters, when they perish, they give more XP. No. Oh. Those are ineffective towers, but anyway. Let's see. Where are we shooting? We are shooting here to something that's already whited out. That's fine. And we're leaking like crazy, but we're producing so much mana that for the moment, that is also fine. Let's see. I could upgrade the mana farm again, or I could just... No, we don't want shields. No shields. I could upgrade the mana farm again, or I could just take what I can get from it now and upgrade my main gem instead, which I think is what I will do, because yes, I could continue upgrading the mana farm, but remember the amount of banishment cost that these monsters accumulate as they continue to run through and get banished accumulates, and that's not linear. That's an exponential growth. So waiting might not be the best idea. So instead, wow, we're going to have a grade 19 gem on the field. I think my record is a grade 21 gem so far in this game. It's not too bad, hey? Let's see, where are we firing? We're firing here. We white out you. We snuff out you. And you know what, we'll just buy ourselves a little bit of time. White out you because, hey, my gem likes you. And now that we've done that, actually, let's barrage a little bit. Why not? Not going to use the spell anywhere else. And a little bit of beam just for fun. It doesn't really do anything now, but okay, whatever. Let's try this again. Let's see, how much damage am I going to do on this pylon? So we're doing almost 1 billion per shot with the pylon, and that's a bouncing attack, and we're going to now charge it as fast as it can fire. Or what are we doing here? So 4 out of 5 times we're doing around 200 times an average of, what are we at, 110 to 300, so probably 100 to 300, so that's 200,000 damage. Let's just really simplify this. 200,000 times 100 is 20 million, times another 2.2 is 44 million damage. So I'm averaging 44 million damage for every attack, but that's only 4 out of 5 times. So let's say 35 million average per shot, and I'm doing 23.85 shots per second. Or I could do this, which is essentially like 30 times the damage. Oh, times 1.2. It doesn't actually show me the total, it just says it's multiplied by that, because that's what I put in, that's how many levels I got. That's the bonus from sinking my skill points into it. Let's see what happens. This pylon is targeting the monsters with the least amount of hit points. Yes, its range is a lot less than my main defensive tower, but it's doing a reasonable amount of damage. But you know what? Just looking at this, I'm not impressed. No, Let's stop targeting that, and let's just use our main firing gem. Because with this, I was actually making kills. Or was I? Am I? Oh yeah, I was going to upgrade these. So let's do that. Let's upgrade them 3 times. And let's upgrade our mana farm just a little bit more. Why not? How many million we got? 19, so we'll upgrade 17 gems or something like that. 9, 10, 11. Oops, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Ooh. Hello. I'm living on the edge, guys. On the edge. Okay, let's see what we can do. Let's give you some of this just because we can. So why not? Yeah, I may have over-angered everything. I may have bitten off more than I can chew. I mean, yes, I'm still gaining an obscene amount of mana, but you'll see, not much later on, that will change. Let's see, where was I at? I was at here. Let's just continue the trend. Let's upgrade. Is this blue? No, this is blue. We'll ignore that. I just really like the obscene amount of mana that I'm getting. This is nuts. Let's freeze you and you. We'll slow down you. We'll give you the whiteout treatment. And we'll also do that as well. Why not? Just for fun. And let's see how things go. Oh yeah, of course. Let's make you bigger and better and stronger and badder. If I can save up 80 million mana, then I will definitely be upgrading this gem yet again. Let's see, white out you, freeze you, just to delay the inevitable a little bit. I have to admit, I have not seen this number move in a long time. I still have 224 creatures on the battlefield, so I'm not sure whether or not I'll actually even kill a single monster. What's going on here? What am I shooting at? I'm shooting at this, am I? No. Not you. What sort of armor level are we looking at? 351 million armor level. Okay, that's what's getting me here. Check this out. I'm simply not doing enough damage, and that's why it pays to have a pylon, because at least the pylon will do some significant damage, whereas for the moment, unless my gem's like grade 22 or 23, it's still going to do negligible amounts of damage. So, okay, yep, sure. Let's just do this. Why not? I mean, yeah, my gem's upgrading because of the number of hits, but let's go for highest armor for this one. Start whittling everything down a little bit. So you've got a lot of armor, do you? Oh, look at that. Starting to struggle to make mana. How much does it cost to upgrade everything again? 2. So I can upgrade 25 of these. But that will only buy me a little bit more time, and it will take that much mana away from potentially upgrading this. Nope, not going to do it. We want raw damage right now. Because honestly, 1.7 million is a nice amount of XP, but I'd love to get 2 million. Okay, let's do something like this. What are you? Oh, you're attacking nearest orb. We don't want that. We want the least amount of hit points. Do that, please. Let's see, do I have any more tricks up my sleeve? Nope. I've just got to ride out this wave of banishments. It's going to hurt, but it is what it is. Okay, straight upgrade, bolt, straight into the tower. What do we get? That's better, 1.6 billion damage. Now that's significant. Surely we're going to kill something now. Let's see, what are we attacking? We are attacking this way, so let's go ahead and wreck everything here as much as we can. God, surely we're going to kill something. 224, that's embarrassing. Come on, let's go. Time is money. How much raw damage is this doing? Not enough. Hey, we got a kill. Finally. Where else are we? Where are we attacking now? We're attacking here. Okay. Let's see what we can do about that. Applying these spells only charges up the pylon slightly quicker. I say slightly because at the end of the day my gem is firing so fast that the spells, no matter how fast we try to apply them, are not really going to make any significant impact. So, there we go, freeze you. Buy our mana farm a little bit more time to produce more mana. Looking good, yep. Oh, we've got another kill, and another. Fantastic. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be making 2 million XP. Look at this. My mana farm's now struggling to keep up with the banishments. It's kind of neck and neck. In fact, right now we're at a deficit. Where is this pylon shooting? He's shooting down here. Alright. Let's do something like that. Faster, more. Oh, I see you. What do you have? You have 11 billion. You're pretty weak, all things considered. Oh man. The kills are very few and far between. Yeah, on the one hand this is kind of fun, on the other hand it's also kind of boring at this stage. There we go, got another one. I tell you what, that's a significant amount of XP per kill. What are we getting here? Raw XP value, 6 grand. So if I destroyed this one, for example, then what happens? Actually, what happens if I just target it directly? Oh wow, that's significant. Maybe I should ignore the pylon now. Let's put barrage on. This amount of hit points, go. Yeah, that's working out. In fact, let's have this target least amount of hit points as well. Ah, look at that. My mana is practically gone. I'm not going to survive much longer. So it looks like we're not quite going to make 2 million. but we gave it a reasonable go. Last hurrah. Yeah, I got nothing. Let's barrage. Let's beam. That's it. There you go, guys. I tried my best. I definitely I really did go overboard with my enraging of the monster waves, but that's okay. 1.8 million. That's reasonable. That's significant. Let's see. Some useful fragments, some cores. What's important is the XP. Now, let's see how many levels I go up in wizard levels. 264 is what I start with. Wow, 8 levels. That's reasonable. Let's see. Do I have all these shapes? Yep. Let's just ditch them. And let's see. How much mana do you get? Wizard level base value 1904. Every unspent skill points gives 7 initial mana. How much mana do you get? Sorry, XP. How many? This doesn't say, does it? How many XP do you get every time you go up a wizard level? That's what I would like to know. Does it say here? Oh, okay. So 1904 divided by 272. Let's see what that is. 1904 divided by 272. Where's the calculator? Here it is. 1904 divided by 272. Is it 5 or 7? It's 7. Okay. So that's reasonable. Let's see. Oh, that means you just get 1 skill point every time you go up a wizard level. Oh, damn. I thought it was like 5 or something. Okay. So this is a slow but steady way of getting more skill points, I suppose. Yeah. There it is. I'll let you guys have fun trying to copy me, copy my strategy. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you think there are any more ways that I can improve that strategy in a way that's significant. But there you go. Where did I do that? Here. 1.8 million endurance XP. Not bad. Have a good one, guys.